What's going on, guys? PCD here, and today I just wanted to bring you a quick review of NieR Automata. I know it's a long time coming, but I just finished up this game and I just wanted to give you a little more information about my experience and some of the takeaways I took from it. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. This is one of the first games I ever played where they actually had multiple playthroughs were actually warranted, where they were needed. So this is a game where you'll want to play it more than three times through, at least three times through. That's when you get the most of the story. So you'll want to play it more than that if you want to get more story. So the more you play it through, the more story and how the more information you unlock, essentially. And it's not as if you're playing the same thing over and over again. The third playthrough is a totally different from the first, and the second is totally different from the third and first. So it's just, you want to play this game multiple times in order to get that full story experience. I will say that that is probably one of the biggest and best parts of the game. It's more of a social experiment because many people, once you get done playing with this game, you will have everybody will have a different view of what just happened and how it happened and how you interpret it. It's kind of weird that way, so I don't feel like every one person will have the same experience with the game. It's kind of the way you take it and how it kind of plays on, I guess, your emotions and how you felt against some of the characters and things of that nature. So that's why it makes it unique. Is effectively trying to draw you in and I guess go a different path or make you choose some hard decisions at times. Is kind of very interesting in that way. Next, I would like to talk about gameplay. Just a disclosure. In my opinion, gameplay is the weakest point of the game. Now, let me back that up. The reason I state that is the weakest point of the game is just that it's not enough in customization or unlocking in order for me to stick with it and want to be engaged throughout the entire thing. At points during my third playthrough, I was the least amount engaged because simply I was not getting new abilities or I was not getting new type of combos. Even if I wasn't intuitively seeking that stuff because it was not needed. The third playthrough is the hardest playthrough, and I still felt as if it wasn't needed. So I did not continue with customization, with unlocking new weapons because I didn't care. It was that was to the point where it was just like I'm just getting through the game at that point for the story, and that's why I'm giving it the weakest point. It's not even as if everything else is such a higher above level because the gameplay is solid. All the action and all of that, it makes it fun. But when it comes to customization, I play a game like Kingdom Hearts right along with the NieR, and I'm getting all these unlockables and I'm switching up everything and I'm making sure I'm customizing my party the way I want. I know that's not this Kingdom Hearts and NieR is totally different of the spectrum, but it still should have some type of draw to keep me continuously feeling like I'm progressing or my character is getting stronger or my character is becoming very, very powerful. It just felt I was playing as the same thing, and that's kind of the point, but it wasn't what I was looking for. Now, moment to moment action, that is very great. You try the flashiness of the combat and how they stylized everything. It's excellent. That is on par with Bayonetta and things of that nature. But when it comes down to deep customization and combat, it's kind of that's where it loses its focus. It was kind of I don't. It made me feel as if it did not need to be open world. That made it a little bit more easy for me to just run around situations rather than fully commit to that situation, which made me feel like I did not have to actually upgrade throughout the entire game because I would just rather just get past it, get more story rather than play the game. And that's how I felt as I was playing through the game. Now it was good when it was good, and it was just there when it was there. It wasn't as if it was making the experience that much greater. Another thing is that you'll want to get used to two-stick shooter, because that is a lot of this game. It's a lot heavier than what I'd expected. Almost the entire second playthrough is kind of twin shooting. It's a lot more heavier than the first playthrough, but it's not. It helps in breaking up the monotony of the gameplay. At least for me, it did. I would sometimes find myself enjoying the twin shooter, meaning the two-stick shooting scenarios more than the actual gameplay. So the combat anyway, and I just felt like it was helping me get past all the same scenario. So it was good in that way, and then it was bad in some other. Overall, I had enjoyed all parts of NieR. So the next categories I'm gonna talk about is graphics, sound, and animation. I'm not going to spend too much in these categories. So graphics were excellent. They were stylized as perfectly as they could be for this type of game where you wanted to keep the frame rate high. So I felt like it was very intense and fast. Sound was excellent. The soundtrack is powerful. It makes you feel certain ways. It makes you feel when you're doing certain things. It makes you feel like you're actually in that moment. So the sound is excellent. The animations are excellent. I didn't think I had to talk about animations, but when you look at back and I'll be thinking about Mass Effect, I'm like, okay, maybe animations are good. Characters show emotion. You will notice it. It won't look funny looking, or it won't be like this plastered Android type ish. It's only thing that I will have with the gripes with the graphics is textures, and sometimes the frame rate would dip. They could have went a little more high end with the textures throughout the open world, but that's more of a gripe towards open world gameplay rather than the actual game, because if that was cut out, I wouldn't feel that way. But since it was there, I was able to walk up to a lot of buildings and just see bad textures. But overall, it did not take away from the experience because you were running at the speed of light almost all the goddamn time, so it did not matter. So in conclusion, depending on what you're looking for, I would pick up this game. If you feel like the character progression and the unlocks really aren't that important and the gameplay is enough for you to get through it, I mean, pick this up, because obviously the gameplay is still good. It's from, Platinum did it. It's still good gameplay. It's just that I felt like I wasn't forced into doing anything, or I wasn't, which at the same time is a benefit, but at the same time I felt like I wasn't progressing as a character. I was more progressing with the story, but not the character in general, where that character was growing as I was growing and learning new mechanics. As I was learning new mechanics, it was kind of like everything was unlocked at the beginning, and if it wasn't, I never looked that deep into it because I didn't need to. If you're just interested in the universe, they definitely deliver that. So the director's vision is come across loud and clear. It's very weird. It's very interesting though. So if you feel like you just want to play it for that story, go right ahead. Or if you want to just watch it on YouTube, you'll probably get the same feeling. But some aspects of it, you'll want to play it just to have that more of a first impression type feel. I wouldn't want to play it through someone else's eyes. I want to play it myself. So if that's something that you want to do, you just want to play for the story, this definitely here, coupled on top with the gameplay, that'll make it worth that $60. Overall, it's worth $60. Now, if you like this commentary, don't forget to like and subscribe. I am coming out with more videos as of later, so stick around. I want to thank you guys for watching, and as always, peace.